Texas lawmaker calling for a congressional war on the Mexican cartels who traffic migrants, children, women, and drugs across our border. Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw just spoke about the cartels with President-elect Trump at Mar-a-Lago. He is a retired Navy SEAL, as you all well know, who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he joins me now. Congressman Crenshaw, thank you so much for being here. I just want to play this quick soundbite because it sounds like there's more attention coming to this. Pam Bondi brought it up when she was testifying yesterday for her AG position. Just watch this.
There is nothing humane happening at that border. No. And so many women and children are being trafficked coming into this country. And when I was Attorney General for the state of Florida, I went to Mexico and I went to a safe house and I met victims of human trafficking, women and children. I held babies who had been trafficked.
You wrote a piece today, Congressman Crenshaw, that talks about the grim reality of the cartel grip on the government in Mexico. What do you describe, and what do you think the answer is to this issue in terms of its impact on us here at home?
Yeah, look, you're dealing with what is best described as a criminal/terrorist insurgency in Mexico. I mean, these are armed paramilitary groups that have a grip on Mexico's government at all levels, and in some states you would say the entire state. And of course, not only that, but they traffic massive amounts of fentanyl into the United States, which is why Americans have really started paying attention over the last few years, because this fentanyl is being mixed in with regular street drugs and people are dying. Upward estimates of 80,000 a year just from fentanyl. So they're already at war with us. They have been for a long time. They've definitely been at war with the Mexicans for a very long time. And what we need more than anything, we have new administration in Mexico, we have a new administration here, both of which I think are more keen to take the fight to the cartels. I've laid out a roadmap to do that. We've been working on this for well over a year on the cartel task force, and one of my big asks for the Speaker of the House is we need to turn that task force into a select committee for a couple of reasons. One, we have a lot of different solutions, and those solutions span across different jurisdictions in Congress, different committees. I know we're getting to a civics lesson here, but it makes it really hard to pass legislation. Also, I've done all this work without any staff. I mean, some of these solutions, whether it's however we work with Mexico, however we go after the cartel finances, these are really complicated discussions. It requires a lot of experts. It requires more staff power. We need to take this seriously. President Trump is taking it very seriously. He's been talking about this on the campaign trail for a long time. He's talking about it now. Pam Bondi is talking about it now. We all need to be working as one team. And by the way, the Democrats like this idea too. This can be a whole of government approach to finally defeat the insurgency that has a stranglehold on the country of Mexico.
Let me ask you this. What about employing special forces to cross the border to take out cartel hubs and means of production? We've done it before as a country. I remember that Bill Barr was interested in this when he went south of the border during his time at the Justice Department. Is that a reality? Is that something that President Trump wants to do?
Yeah, look, well, it depends on how you mean it. Do you mean unilateral or bilateral with Mexican special forces? Now, the way we do this in places like Colombia, and we have done it for decades, is we of course work bilaterally with them. If you go in unilaterally, that means that we've exhausted all other diplomatic options. But in the end, you've got to protect Americans. Yes. But I do think this new administration in Mexico is much more friendly to some kind of security cooperation agreement where we have a constant rotation of special forces in Mexico, just like we do in Colombia. This isn't an abnormal thing to talk about. We need to help our allies, and Mexico is our greatest ally. They're right there with us.
Absolutely. And it protects people on both sides of the border from the heinous activities of these brutal cartels. Congressman Crenshaw, thanks for your attention to this really important issue that we hope gets a lot of focus in the next 4 years. We're glad to speak with you, and an interesting piece you wrote about it today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.